Live from the Roxo Media House Studios here in Clear Fork, it's July 3rd and Season 6 of our summer episodes. Happy 4th of July, everyone. I'm Jade Otway, TCU Women's Tennis alum, and we have a ton of athletic news to bring to you this episode. Of course, we have men's and women's tennis news with our guys at Wimbledon and our women's record-breaking signing class, along with women's basketball updates from Mark Campbell on the summer as Olivia Miles, who is in Chile with USA Basketball. Speaking of national teams, we talked about women's soccer players in camp. We have 4 of them, and we welcome Amelia Bedell from women's track in studio to talk about her first all-team American finish. And in women's golf, we have freshman French international Camille Min-Gaultier, who was recognized as an All-American as well. Big 12 Football Media Days returns to the Metroplex at the Star in Frisco next Tuesday. And finally, our Equestrian team announces their schedule for next year. Lots to get into this holiday edition of Frogs Today, starting with women's basketball and women's tennis after this break. But first, a word from our sponsors, Richard's Rainwater. The best tasting water comes straight from the sky, leaving just a pure, refreshing raindrops in every bottle. Taste the difference, sip the sky.
What do you see when you look up at the clouds? At Richard's Rainwater, we see the greatest source of pure, delicious water looking right back down at us. We've invented a simple, powerful technology to collect and bottle rainwater. Our process begins with the rain. When clouds become saturated, droplets fall from the sky. Rainfall is a naturally cleansing event. During the first few minutes, the raindrops clean the atmosphere and wash away any dirt or debris from surface areas. At this cleanest point in the rain cycle, we collect the pure raindrops into large storage vessels. Then, we use a simple, yet effective combination of ozone and microfiltration to ensure our rainwater surpasses the highest drinking water standards. We pour the pure, refreshing rainwater into glass bottles and aluminum cans, packaging as infinitely renewable as the water itself. Richard's Rainwater is building a network of collection systems across the country to ensure our rainwater is local everywhere. The purest, best-tasting water comes from the sky. Richard's Rainwater, sip the sky.
We are back here at the Roxo Media House Studios in Clear Fork. I'm Jade Otway, and we've got to start with women's tennis and their recent signings. The 5 signees were the largest class our program has signed, including 4 transfers and 1 freshman. Our head coach, Lee Taylor Walker, was taking in some youth baseball over the weekend, and we were able to catch up with him about what his summer has been like.
Heading to Spain tomorrow. It's going to be great. Hey, the last month was great. You know, the transfer portal, obviously, these last several years has been just a game changer for a lot of programs. But I think this is the best that we've ever done in it. And I love the 5 we got. We got 4 in the transfer portal, and we've got 1 freshman coming from Czech. But, it is different. It's different than pursuing incoming freshmen. You know, you're recruiting those players more for like 2 years. And with the transfer portal, we're talking sometimes 2 to 3 days, And so, but what is able to happen with the transfers is you get down to the main business of things, and you have the core conversations that you need to have right off the bat. And so that's what we're, we enjoy about the transfer portal. But we're bringing in all these players bring a wealth of experience, and we have our 5 returners. So we're 10 deep for the first time since I've been at TCU, and this is going to be my 12th season, and I think it's maybe one of the best teams we've had.
International transfers, Letizia Corzini, Italian from UTSA, along with 2 Spaniards, Victoria Gomez-Ohayan from FAU, and Cristina Ramos Sierra from Iowa State.
Well, she played number 1 at UTSA. She's seen all the top players in our region, so she's seen every top player in Texas. She's been on campus before. She's a senior. She's won a ton of matches, and so she's just real gritty, really tough girl, left-handed, and just a tough out for really anybody. We want to build a little bit more aggressive tools with her. But she's kind of known to just kind of scrap and fight and really get under the skin of her opponents. So we like what she brings to the table a lot. Yeah, we got Victoria Gomez-Ohayan. Yeah, she's coming from FAU. She played one. She's been up against the top 50 players in the country. She ended her season against one of the best players in the country, beating that girl, and she's coming in with a lot of confidence. I think we're gonna we kind of have high expectations for her, and she's got high expectations for herself. But she's also started her kind of professional career as an amateur, and so we're looking forward to kind of supporting her and developing her into that transition as well. She's another a senior transfer, so she has a lot of high goals. She wants to play on the Pro Tour for a long time, so we want to give her a good foundation and somewhere she can not only enjoy for this next year, but somewhere she can come back and train and see as a base for her future career. Yeah, all Big 12 player, played #1 doubles for Iowa State all year, had some really good wins. And again, I think she was really settling in toward the end of her freshman year. So I think the best is yet to come with her. A lot of firepower with her and like super competitive drive. So yeah, pumped about her.
And freshman Natalie Sarkova from the Czech Republic. The Czech Republic produces some of the top women's tennis players from around the world.
Natalie Sarkova. Natalie's comes from a tennis country and a tennis family. Her sister's top 300 in the world. And so Natalie, what we love about Natalie is, Czech Republic, probably one of the more dominant tennis countries, in the world in our sport. And so she really understands what a high level is, and she's going to come in with a lot of experience. So what's great about Natalie is, yes, she's our only freshman, but really she might be bringing more experience than half of our players. So really we've got a mature, older veteran team, and really excited about it.
And finally, from Boise State, we've added Maya Dutta, a local kid from Dallas, was one of the top recruits coming out of high school, with a 1 ranking in Texas and top 50 in the nation.
Mountain West Freshman of the Year, lot of game, like really good hands, very aggressive minded, can really just start a match and dominate it from start to finish. So she's going to be by far one of our best doubles players, but I think she's also going to kind of lead the way in singles as well. We just want to get her moving better and fit, but it's great to have a DFW, player on our team, and her and her family her mom went to TCU. Her dad's been a great tennis coach, and so we're pumped to have their family join the squad. She was top 100 in the world, ITF junior, had a lot, but came on kind of late. Yes, it was in her junior career, but it was more like her senior year. And so a lot of programs had already been following, the players from their junior year, and she wasn't really in that mix. But by her senior year of high school, she kind of already committed to where she was going, and it was kind of down the road. So we're glad we've got her back, and we're super pumped about her.
This will be one of the deepest teams in the Big 12. We lost myself and 2 other players, Isa Pascual and Helena Narmont. Coach Walker was able to add 5 to replace the 3 of us and has a roster of 10 currently for the upcoming season. There is a new coach to the staff as well, Will Steen.
When I first got to TCU, Will was the team captain on the 2015 Final Four team. We had a decent freshman on that team named Cameron Norrie. And so, but it was neat to see Will, 10 years ago, lead that team. And they were 45, 50 in the country the year before and finished #4 in the country. And so he's been here. He's been coaching at Rivercrest, but the guy loves TCU. And so we're pumped to have him and his wife and his daughter part of our team. He's lived a third of a mile from the tennis courts the last 5 years, and we see him around at almost every match. So we're glad to have him on staff. And so we feel great about the 5 players that we signed, and awesome with the addition of Will. It's going to be a great year. We enjoyed some of those moments this year, and we were a little disappointed with last year's season, but we were able to see glimpses of what our team was capable of, taking out our Big 12 champion, the only team to beat the Big 12 champion, Texas Tech. They finished 13 in the country. We have the talent, we have the skill set to be more consistent there. So that's what we really need to get better at this upcoming year. It's just, and I think with this group, we have that. going from 8 on the roster to 10 on the roster already. I mean, yet we graduated Jade, Issa, and Hells. They did a great job of taking the program up a significant level. But to not only, bring in 3 girls to replace them, but 5, I think it takes the pressure off everybody. In some ways, the internal competitiveness and the internal pressure might be high because everybody's going to want to play and compete. And so, but in terms of just the success of our program as a whole, we know that any of these 10 players can go out there and get the job done.
Coach and his family are headed to Spain to recruit after watching his son Lewis at the Rockerbie Baseball Complex near Possum Kingdom Lake, along with several kids on the team that have parents that coach played or graduated from TCU.
We've got TCU baseball player alumni as my son's coach. We've got another TCU alumni as the assistant coach. And we've got one of the team physicians for TCU athletics is the other coach. We've got a former TCU golfer is the 4th coach. So the TCU love in this community is unbelievable. And we just feel fortunate 5 years ago, we got put on this team kind of randomly through All-Stars, and this group is kind of stuck together. But kind of there you go. Lewis is up to bat right now. Here we go. But kind of these families, how they kind of love our family well, but not only our family, but the TCU family as a whole is what makes TCU in Fort Worth just so amazing. It's been awesome for us. So I love these families, and the way that they coach and train our boys is exactly what we want to do with our athletes at TCU. So very grateful for this community.
Go Frogs!
Can't wait to come back and see the team play next season. Next, we've got women's basketball. On last week's State of the Frogs show with Mark Campbell, we got the scoop on the construction of the new team after a record-breaking season last year, with the addition of 9 newcomers and 5 returners, including 6 transfers and 3 early signees.
Yeah, it's inexact science, right? You're dealing with people, and in general, you're trying to get the right people together. And not players. There's a difference. Get the right people together, and then you put the basketball puzzle together. And so I think we did. Our staff works really hard in identifying the right people, vetting them that fit our culture, that fit our DNA. And then the second piece is obviously the basketball component. And obviously we want to spread you out. We want to shoot a lot of threes. We want really skilled basketball players and obviously tough, competitive kids. And so we had another tremendous portal class. And then we added a couple freshmen, so we're really excited about the blend of both.
Well, when you first get into those early signees in November, you bring in a German and an Australian, Clara Bielfield, if I'm saying it right, Sarah Portlock, and obviously you had Emily Hunter here. Sarah's 6'8". How are those guys blending in? That's even before we talk about the portal.
Yeah, those guys have blended in really well. Not all of them have been here yet. So Clara, really neat. She's playing with the German senior national team right now in the Eurobasket. And she's a 6'4" wing, and she is the youngest player to ever suit up for their national team, which just is a special honor. So she's out there playing against pros right now, and they're in the final stages, the medal rounds of that event over there. And then Sarah Portlock has been here, and she's from Australia in their Olympic training center over there, the Center of Excellence. And so it's been really fun to have her here. Great energy. She's been a sponge. Just has a big old smile on her face every day, and is a really, really talented, skilled center that we're excited about.
Your first, now getting into the portal players, your first one, I guess it's Talia Parker, 6'1" guard from A&M.
Yeah.
Local kid too, right? Very first one you guys signed out of the portal.
Yep, Talia, really athletic wing, long, versatile, explosive athlete. Might be the best athlete I've had a chance to coach, and is young. Got 3 years going into her sophomore year. So we're just really excited, and it's a bonus that she's a local kid, and she has her friends and family, her village that's around to support her and be at games. So that was a great addition, and I think adds a new element to our roster that we were missing a year ago.
Yeah, and then you got Olivia Miles. She was tabbed to be number 2 in the WNBA draft. How do you get a kid like that who's going to be like a number 2 pick and what is she going to add for you guys?
Yeah, I mean, just a really neat and special opportunity to coach her last year of college basketball. One of the best players in the country. Fits us perfectly in our system and style of play. Just so skilled. I think her mind, her vision is her greatest gift on the basketball court. Has competed and played at the highest level with Team USA opportunities and competing on the biggest stage and in deep NCAA tournament runs. And she's an old vet, right? Incredibly mature. And she has 9 months, and she wants to max out her opportunities and her basketball ability before she turns the page to her pro career. But that was a very special addition, and we're really excited.
Well, you mentioned she was a generational talent, probably the best point guard, most accomplished point guard out there, 1,400 points, 600 rebounds, 600 assists. I mean, I think she's the current leader in assists of anyone playing in college basketball right now. But what was the process of getting someone like that really has their eyes set on playing professional basketball?
I think the culture that we've established, the program that we've built has really attracted kids. Our teams have played with a great spirit, a great joy, a grittiness, a toughness. And just these 2 years to go from, the 1-17 team to the Underfrogs to conference champs and Elite Eight. It's just been such a special, unique ride that we've been on. Because of that, it has attracted kids to come here, and it's our job to make sure we find the right ones to continue on with what we've built.
Yeah, and then you got a pair of 6'7". I think you got 4 total 6'7" or above, but a pair of 6'7", Clara Silva and Kennedy Basham. Like that, I think Kennedy had 53 blocks last year, and rim protectors, and Portugal, and international basketball. What is it about those two?
Basham might be the best shot blocker returning in college basketball. Long and mobile, but has great timing. And knows how to use her length and tip block. And she's an old vet that's played a lot of college basketball. So Basham is just a great addition. Helps with our interior. Obviously, losing Sedona. Yep. You can't replace Sedona with just one player. And so we have a collection of really good post players. All of them have little different talents with how they impact the game of basketball. But Kennedy... and is a great kid. It's been fun to have her around. She's another one that's just been a sponge. So we're really excited.
What is it about getting international basketball players here to play in the States and college basketball? Because you got Marta Suarez too from Cal. I mean, what is it about getting these guys, and how important is that for your team?
Yeah, we recruit the international scene really hard. Me and Chavi go to almost every FIBA event. We try to hit as many as we're allowed to hit and know the market over there. I mean, basketball is a global game. There's talent all over the world, and we've been very successful in identifying that. And obviously, we've worked many years of establishing relationships overseas. Marta being from Spain and Chavi being from Spain helps. I mean, that's a small basketball circle over there. And she's a unique stretch four, strong, powerful, skilled, and has guard skills. I mean, she can be a 3, a 4. She's kind of positionless. She really, truly is. She's kind of one of those point forwards. So it's going to be fun. People are going to really enjoy her. And wait till you see her competitive spirit and fight energy. It's contagious.
Well, she can knock down the 3 too as well.
She can really shoot it. Yep. So she's a matchup problem. She's going to be a crowd favorite.
Finally, you have 5'9" guard from San Diego State, Veronica Sheffy.
Yep.
Is that her name? Good.
Yep.
I got that right there. 11.2 points a game. I mean, when you add her to the backcourt with, the ones you already have, like Bigby and Dono and Maddie and, people like that, I mean, and Olivia, like that, Like, what is it about her? And I think that was the last piece of the puzzle.
Man, she is feisty, competitive, physical. We haven't had one like her. Downhill attacks, kind of similar to Haley, and she wants to go at you. She wants to get to the free throw line. She wants to get to the rim. Tremendous IQ, and has played a lot of minutes in her college career. A lot of these kids that we've added are veterans that have played big roles throughout their college career. And she's been a monster worker in the gym since she's stepped foot on campus, and has been a great addition. Great kid, great family, so we're really excited about her.
We can't forget about the returning vets that were part of the 34-4 season, Big 12 regular season and tournament championships, and Elite 8 appearance. Coach Campbell also mentions the theme for the summer.
Veterans, man, what a great group we have coming back. They've been in the fight. They've been in the trenches. They know what it takes, and they're great kids. But they're all hungry. They got a taste it a year ago. And winning's contagious. You want to get back and have another opportunity to make a run at a Final Four. Winning league titles is incredibly hard at the Power 4 level, and so that group, we need them to do a great job in the locker room. We need them to set the tone with their leadership and toughness and work ethic. And I fully believe they'll do a tremendous job with it.
Yeah, and I know you don't have everyone here. Obviously, you got these guys international, and coming back. But is there a specific theme that you guys have for? And it seems like, you got grit here, you got under frogs, you got all that stuff. But is there, for this summer, new team, is there something that you really want to get out of it, consistent?
Yeah. Our mantra this year is to just be a blue-collar group this summer, to really work hard, to have a humble spirit. And in college athletics right now, with all the resources, the facilities, the stuff that we get, it's easy to take your foot off the gas. I think that's human nature, not just in sports, but just as humans, right? And so, and when you win, it's easy for people to think you have arrived. But last year's season has zero impact on the outcome of this season. And so you got to make sure you turn the page. And you got to start at rock bottom, and you got to attempt to climb that mountain all over again. And the only way to do that is to be a hard-working group of people. And so our mantra this summer is just to be blue-collar in everything that we do.
Not all of his players are in Fort Worth yet, including Olivia Miles, who was with the USA Basketball at the Mera Cup in Chile. USA opened with Chile defeating them 108-47, followed up by group play wins over Colombia 80-43, Puerto Rico 80-62, and last night going 4-0 in the competition with the win over Mexico. Miles went for 11 points, 8 rebounds, and 8 assists in the win over Colombia. The quarterfinals are tomorrow, with the semifinals the following day and championship on Sunday. After this quick break, we've got track All-American Amelia Bedell in studio.
Welcome to the Squire Shop.
We're locally owned and operated since 1994.
We specialize in the finest men's clothing that the market has to offer at affordable prices with unbelievable service.
We do custom clothing all the way to more casual, Peter Millar, Johnny O, kind of everything. Well, my dad's the owner, so I've been around retail my whole life. Oh, it's great. I mean, it's the best boss I'll ever have. I know that.
We love our TCU community. They have been so good to us. Come see us today. Go Frogs!
Welcome back to the show. We had the pleasure of visiting with sophomore track star Amelia Bedell as she discusses her journey through her 2 years here at TCU. She is from right down the road in DeSoto.
Been at that school with those people who set standards before and that accomplished those many goals before and have those many state titles, that made me want to be a part of that even more going into college and after college. It was very much so an experience because COVID year had happened my freshman year. So when that got stripped away from me, I was just like, dang, I don't know who I am after not having track. And that program, it was great. It was like a college level program. Their expectations were set high for them. They had goals that they want to accomplish. They had runners that they wanted to go to college or wanted to make them Olympians and things like that.
From her regional last place finish a year ago to punching her ticket to nationals this year to her 7th place first team All-American finish in the 400 hurdles, Bedell has helped her team to a top 15 national ranking this season.
It's the 6 a.m. practices, the practices that you feel like you can't go, the practices that are super hot, the practices that are super cold, the practices that I can't have. So all of that put that in there, it just made me want to go even harder because I know what happened to me last year. Like, I've never made it to a regional or like that high of a qualifying point and just like got last place or came out at 23rd. Like, I've always made it to the final, but not making it to that final or making it to that final point, and with that being my last stopping point, I was like, I can't be here anymore. And that mindset that put me in, it's just like, I have to go harder, and someone has to pay for these 6 a.m. workouts. And it's not going to be me. I'm going to place, and I'm going to go to nationals.
What has her preparation been like, and what goes on for her when she steps in the blocks?
So when I'm walking out to the blocks to get ready in my start, and I just hear, go TCU, and go Amelia, and go Mill, like, that right there, I mean, yes, it's nervous because I know that I have the whole stands watching me and now the projection is on me. But my lock in or my focus point, I just have to stay in my lane. So I make a tunnel within my lane. I black out all the stands, all the other lanes, even if I'm in lane 9. Like, I can't see y'all, but y'all are still blacked out. Like, I don't even know that they're there. So when that gun shoots off, all I just gotta do is pop out, get out, and run fast, turn left, and jump that hurdle. But really, it's just like, sometimes I hear nothing, and sometimes I hear the crowd. That's only when I'm allowing the crowd in. But most of the time, I'm just locked in so that I can hear that gun go off.
From her successful high school athletic program at DeSoto, first competing in the hurdles junior year in high school. Why track, and what was the process of committing to TCU?
I was low-key trash at every other sport that I played. I was running past the basketball at cheerleading practice. I would run too fast to hit a flip, or I was just always running. In volleyball, I was always sliding on the floor, running to get the ball. So I was just like, you know what? I just need to get into track. So as I was 9 years old, my mom put me in the track, and then ever since then, I just took off then. Like, it's always been in me to become a runner. I was always running in every other sport. Like, I couldn't sit still or couldn't just walk or jog or do what I was told to do in that sport. So running became my talent. Running became my specialty. Yes, I had options, but like all the way around, the school itself, TCU made me feel like this was another place that I could call home, like with academics, with athletics, with my mentors and advisors and people like that, or coaches, trainers, all that. Like, they made it feel like I can have a place to call home here. And I wouldn't say the other places didn't, but like, I knew that I had a place to call home in different areas.
What was that feeling like, punching her ticket in College Station, stepping into the Hayward Field and crossing the finish line with a personal best, breaking her own record in the 400 hurdles as the 7th best finish in the country?
It was really like a graceful moment for me. Like, gosh, I really made it. Like, I'm really here. And I'm not done yet, but I'm here. And I know what it feels like. I'm capable of what it takes to be one of these people. And I always like look at other people from other schools, faster schools or SEC schools, like higher standpoint schools. Like, if they can do it, I can do it too. What's stopping me back just because I go to TCU? Or it's like, a private school or something, and all those are public institutions or whatever. Like, I can do the same thing as them. Like, I have that same talent just like them, so why can't I push myself to that limit or that point to go as far as them? I was just like, wow, I'm here. Like, this is the dream I've always wanted. Like, I've always seen it on YouTube, Instagram, things like that, and I'm finally here. So I know that this is my chance to become one of those people, those legendary people, or those people that are outside of their track stadium. It was just like happiness and joy. Like, honestly, like the hard work that I put in all over the years and through this time of being here at TCU, it felt like a huge accomplishment, but it's just one step closer to my huge goal, my bigger goal.
What a remarkable year for such a young athlete. It was exciting watching both our women's and men's track programs this year. Now, to women's golf. Rising sophomore Camille Min-Gaultier becomes the 9th All-American in women's golf history by the Women's Golf Coaches Association. Min-Gaultier hails from France, as in her first year as a Horned Frog was the team's most consistent player. All Big 12 selection and Big 12 Freshman of the Year, was as high as 49 in the country and the league's highest rated freshman. Min-Gaultier finished in the top 10 4 times, had 3 runner-up finishes, and led the team in scoring average. The team opens at the Carmel Cup end of August at Pebble Beach. More TCU athletics news when we return after this quick break.
Energy does everything for us. It's all-encompassing.
We're all benefiting and affected from it.
And it is something that we all need to know about.
It is the glue that holds everything together.
TCU is powering what matters, our future.
We don't just talk about what's needed, we focus on results.
The Ralph Lowe Energy Institute is creating a world where energy is affordable, sustainable, and reliable.
Before we go, we get you updated on Equestrian, whose schedule was just released, which includes 6 home meets opening at home against Oklahoma State on October 3rd. They will have a scrimmage against West Texas A&M middle of September. They also host Alum, who spent the majority of last season at number 1, earning the number 2 overall seed at Nationals. Don't be scared, Tigers, that Big 12 SEC matchup on Halloween. The team has 11 meets next year. We'll return to the Fort Worth Stock Show and Rodeo when they return from Christmas break, end of January. The Big 12 championships are in Stillwater and Nationals remain in Ocala, Florida, April 16th through the 18th. You know football is right around the corner as Big 12 Media Day starts next Tuesday. 6 Horned Frogs will be in attendance at the Star in Frisco. Josh Hoover, Bud Clark, Eric McAllister, Nnamdi Obiizor, Colton Derry, Devin Dill, and of course, head coach Sonny Dykes. Frogs Today will bring you daily coverage from Frisco. Men's tennis is well represented at their championships at Wimbledon. Jake Fernley was defeated in the first round, while Cam Norrie with a big win over American number 12, Francis Tiafoe, advancing to the 3rd round. Jack Pennington won in the first round of Wimbledon match of his career against Thomas Martin Echeverry from Argentina in the first round with his 2nd match round today. And Louis Maxted kicks off his Wimbledon debut in doubles with partner Connor Thompson. Last bit of news is women's soccer players Cam Padden and Bella Diorio just finished up a U20 national team camp in Georgia. They were 2 of 24 players invited. This was Cam's 2nd camp, while the first invite for Diorio. We have to mention also, back in June, Morgan Brown and Olivia Geller participated in the U.S. Soccer Women's College Talent ID Camp, which was the first of its kind event. They were 2 of 42 players chosen. Next week, we will have another track star, Emma C2, in studio, along with TCU showgirl turned NFL cheerleader, Lauren Shondell, who talks about the process of being selected to the 2025 Miami Dolphins cheerleading team, and finally volleyball newcomers Rosie Archer and Samara Coleman. We want to wish everyone a happy 4th of July. Stay safe. Thank you for joining us. Frogs Today is the only media outlet that covers all of TCU athletics. Stay connected for a dynamic, original content right here at Frogs Today. For Roxo Media House and TCU Women's Tennis, I'm Jade Otway. Make sure to follow us on all of our socials, X and Instagram at Frogs Today, and of course our website at frogstoday.com. Thanks for watching. Go Frogs!